actual legal status of marriage mean to you? Why was that important? Did it change you or your relationship?
It didn't change us. We loved each other very much. We were committed to each other. We didn't have that legal ceremony, but we were prepared for thicker thin in sickness or in health. But the thing we were worried about was if some severe sickness or some accident happened to one of us and we should be hospitalized. Without that legal relationship, I couldn't visit Brad or Brad couldn't visit me. We had a legal barrier for our genuine commitment to each other. And that was a terrifying thing. And so we fought tooth and nail for marriage equality. It changed our relationship in that it deepened our relationship. And we wanted to share that. We got it in California, but we wanted to share that with all Americans because we all struggled together, and we joined in on that effort to get equality throughout the country.
Okay, so one of last year's biggest box office successes was Crazy Rich Asians, as you may know, and there are other movies such as Always Be My Maybe and the TV show Fresh Off the Boat, which you guest starred in, that are gaining a lot of popularity. So what do you think the future looks like for Hollywood features driven by Asian American casts?
Well, when I started out in the business back in the 1950s, when I suspect your parents weren't born yet, those shows that you cite was non-existent. We had no shows that on a regular basis that depicted an Asian American family on television, or a film that was 99% Asian and made I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars, but it was a huge box office success. So we've advanced, but what a box office success like Crazy Rich Asians does is it depicted another unreal image of Asians, that we're all rich and we're jet setters and we go to Singapore and we have lavish weddings. That's not the reality. And so we need the diversity of the Asian American experience to be box office successes. And to do that, we need that big financial success. And that's one of the shows that made it possible for AMC to consider the show that we're in now, the Terror Infamy, that deals with the internment of Japanese Americans. It's 90% Japanese American, and there's a lot of Japanese spoken on it. Hollywood would not have made that gamble had it not been for the box office success of Crazy Rich Asians. The other part of it that's important is the Asian American community don't really support the Asian American artists. I did a play written by a Japanese American playwright, Philip Gatanda, with a about 80% Japanese American cast, both in New York, off Broadway, and at the Marquette Forum in Los Angeles. This is a Japanese American play. Every night before we went on, I kind of looked out and counted the house. There are some actors that do that, and I'm one of them. And it was dominantly non-Asian American. It was white, with only a sprinkling of Asian faces. When I go to a Broadway production of August Wilson's play, an African American playwright, and I look around with a majority African American cast, I look around at the audience, and it's dominantly African American. Asian Americans not only do not support fellow Asian Americans, but if they have a child that's talented and wants to go into the arts, but be it acting or writing or in some form of theater. They're aggressively discouraged. They want their children to be lawyers or doctors or business people. And so we've got to change our thinking on how to bring about change and a more diverse change, a truthful reflection of the Asian American experience in the media.
We also told the audience in advance for some things that were on their mind that they wanted to ask you, and so we have some great questions from them, and here's one that I find particularly interesting. Can you tell us, from your perspective, is there an issue that we're not paying enough attention to right now socially that we should be paying more attention to?
An issue that we haven't been paying attention to. I think the issue of, well, we have a presidential campaign going, and some of the issues that's being talked about, the health care, or taxation, something about, young students getting deeply into debt. You nod vigorously. And they're indentured when they get out of school and they spend their lives paying off that debt. Issues like that, I think, are ones that need to be given more attention, because education, I think, is really key to a truly civilized society. I mean, here I'm saying this in an educational institution. I'm endearing myself to everyone here. But education is key for all the other issues that I talk about. To vote, to cast informed votes. It helps to have an education, and that education gives you an interest in the world around us, and we become more informed. So I think when I went to school, it was not this expensive. I mean, it was a few $100s, and my parents subsidized me. So I think the future of America becomes even dimmer when it's so costly